I know there's a lot of chatter online around this idea that only business coaches make money, right? Let's talk about it. Is it true that only business coaches make money? And what are the things that you need to be mindful of? Let's get into it right now. Hey, Courtney Sanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things. And part of my all the hats, all the things is that I'm not just a business coach, but I'm a life coach as well. And as of this recording, I am now a certified life coach. In fact, you can check out this video here where I talk more about why I decided to get my coaching certification at this stage in the game, especially because I was able to build a 6 and even 7-figure business without it. But that's neither here nor there. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because I know there's a lot of chatter online around this idea that only business coaches make money, right? In the coaching industry, unless you are a business coach, it's difficult to make money, which is not true, right? In fact, that's an excuse that I find that a lot of life coaches make because they don't know the tips, the strategies, the secrets, really the mindset that you have to have that I'm gonna go over in this video. So if you actually have no interest in going into business coaching, but you're like, hey, I want to be some type of life coach and I want to make a great living for myself. Is that possible as a life coach? Yes, it's possible. So let's talk about it. Is it true that only business coaches make money? And what are the things that you need to be mindful of? Let's get into it right now. All right, so the first question, is it true that only business coaches make money? And the answer to that is no. No, it is not true that only business coaches make money. I know this for a fact. One, because before I even got into business coaching, I was a life coach, right? And I made money as a life coach. In fact, I was able to start to generate revenue strictly with life coaching type products. Many of you know that my best-selling first program was called the 21-Day No Excuses Woman Self-Discipline Program. And so I have made money not only as a life coach, but I have helped clients do the same. In fact, I think about one client that I had who was or is a stay-at-home mom to 5 kids, and she wasn't in business coaching. And while we were able to switch her niche, she never switched to business coaching, right? She was in one type of life coaching niche. It was a little vague. We helped her tighten it up, and she actually switched to a more relationship-oriented coaching, but she was able to land not 1, but 3 clients in a matter of 3 weeks and was able to generate over $10,000 in her business. So what was the thing that she did? What was the thing that I did? What was the thing that my non-business coaching clients did that allowed them to generate revenue? And why does it seem like business coaches are only the ones that make money? And the reason for this is all boils down to ROI. And if you don't know what ROI stands for, that stands for return on investment. Here's the thing. Your client, it does not matter what type of niche you are in, at the end of the day, when they are deciding whether or not, 1, they even want coaching in the first place, and 2, if they want coaching from you, they are deciding if this makes sense based on the return on investment. Because coaching, if done right, shouldn't be an expense, it should be an investment, meaning you are going to get something in return. And so the reason why it seems like business coaches are always the ones that make money is because when you are in business coaching, it is very easy to articulate that return on investment, right? If I'm an entrepreneur and I'm looking for someone to coach me on my business, the return on investment is very clear, right? I'm going to pay for this coaching, I'm going to learn some things, I'm going to walk through the process of not only growing my business and putting these strategies in place, but changing my mindset and becoming a better entrepreneur. And that is going to translate in X amount of growth for my company, or X amount of sales, or the ability to hire, or whatever. There's a tangible, oftentimes financial based ROI that is very clear and very visible when dealing with business coaches. That is not to say, though, that any other type of coaching niche cannot also articulate a very clear ROI, but this is why most life coaches are broke, is because they cannot do that, or they don't know how to do that, right? And this is something that I help my clients do. Hopefully, if you watch my channel, you should be getting clear on how to articulate that ROI, but this is something that we go in depth inside of my signature program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp, which shows you, regardless of your niche, whether you're life coaching, business coaching, relationship coaching, how to truly become the next big name in your industry when it comes to coaching. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and click the link below in order to apply and learn more about it. Part of the reason, hint, hint, why I went ahead and got my certification information is because we are in the process of getting this program certified. So there's a lot of amazing bonuses and updates that we are making. And so if you've been thinking, if you've been on the sidelines watching my videos and you're like, oh, I think I want to join her program, I would at least inquire now, because now is the time to get in before we raise the prices after we make all of those adjustments. But again, we teach you how to articulate return on investment in the program because it is so important, especially if you are not in a business niche. So no, you do not need to know how to teach people how to grow their business or how to make money, but you do need to understand very specifically what is the return on investment that someone is going to get when they work with you. And again, it doesn't always have to be financially based. In fact, I have clients who work in the health and wellness space, clients who help couples get pregnant, without necessarily doing medical interventions. And so what's the price on being able to grow your family, of having a child and having a child naturally is something that's really important to you, right? There's no dollar amount that you can put on that, but that doesn't mean that that is not a clear return on investment, right? I invest money in order to work with this coach, and so this outcome is what I'm going to get. And so if you are in a life coaching space, maybe up until this point, you've helped, people really get clear on their confidence, how to be more confident, or helping people get clear on their purpose, or helping people achieve goals, or, becoming an accountability coach. I call these my touchy-feely niches, right? My life coaches who are in more, intangible, touchy-feely niches. Just because your niche is intangible doesn't mean the result that you provide is intangible, right? Every result, it doesn't matter what you do, even if it's just confidence, even if it's feeling better about yourself, oftentimes will boil down to a particular return on the investment that that client can hope to get. And it boils down to a particular outcome that that client is looking for. And so again, we teach you inside of the program in depth how to get clear on all of those things. But if you're just thinking about getting into life coaching, but you've been scared to do it because you've been convinced that only business coaches are the ones that make money, nothing could be further from the truth. Again, I know not only for myself, but for the clients that we have worked with, it has nothing to do with helping people make money per se, and everything to do with, are you able to get your clients a return on investment? So that is something to think about. What is the tangible outcome that your clients are going to get when they are working with you? And if you're not sure about that, again, I would recommend that you click the link below in order to learn more about the program so we can show you how to do that. So hopefully this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure that you are also subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, make sure you're following me on Instagram, where I share even more great tips and do deep dives into how to find ROI for your niche and how to articulate what it is that you do. Again, my Instagram is a treasure chest of information if you are interested in growing a coaching business or really just being an entrepreneur online. So you can follow me at CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. But with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.